This is True Crime Tradies. Listener discretion is advised. Pussies.
Hey everyone, welcome back to True Crime Tradies, part 2 of our documentary review on handsome, killer, charming devil, whatever it's called, the man that did those things. You're better at remembering the names than me, but no, you're not. I lie. But yeah, welcome back, part 2. Felt like we only just recorded part 1, so we're back.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to this one. It's funny doing 2 parts because you're so eager to get into the next section of it. But we also were cautious not to do a 3-hour episode as well.
Yeah, we want to get our teeth stuck into it, but there was just too much to go through in one episode. So we are back for part 2, like as promised. And without further ado, actually, we need to go into our palate cleanser first, don't we? Because we did a palate cleanser for part 1. I feel like we should do it again. It's becoming one of my favorite segments, and I know it's your favorite.
Mine too. Yeah, I can't wait. I never know what you're going to come up with week to week, so I'm definitely nervously excited.
Well, I feel like you'll be disappointed. Because
okay, just skip it then, don't worry.
Yeah. I haven't picked one that it's particularly linked to you at all, really. I can't really say that this is close to your heart or anything. It's just a funny story that I come across. This happened in 1995, okay? So a 44-year-old man named MacArthur Wheeler, not made up, real name, walked into 2 banks in Pittsburgh, broad daylight, no mask on. Okay, so he's calmly robbed these 2 banks, no disguise, no attempt to hide his identity. He's looked directly into the cameras at times as well. So the police air the CCTV footage on the 11 p.m. news that night, and someone immediately recognizes him and he was arrested within hours. Police show him the footage, and this Wheeler's genuinely confused and reportedly said, "But I wore the juice." And they're like,
the juice? What does that mean?
Yeah, what the fuck does that mean? And it turns out he believed if you rub lemon juice on your face, it makes you invisible to security cameras. The same way lemon juice can be used as invisible ink, like a Dwight on The Office type of thing, but he uses urine. Imagine him just pissing all over his face. She tried that first.
So he thought the lemon juice was going to make him invisible?
Yes, to the security cameras. So he even tested the theory by putting lemon juice all on his face and taking a Polaroid photo. And the photo came out blurry, likely from poor lighting or something. And he concluded, science checks out. And he robs 2 banks based on that one experiment.
Oh, my God.
Apart, that's pretty much all the information I have on this douchebag. And he got sent to jail. I can only imagine that was the last of his science experiments.
That's all the information you need. That's amazing.
Yeah, I know.
What a fucking dickhead.
And the picture of him too, he reminded me of someone. I can't put my finger on it, but he didn't look like a big doofus. Let's put it that way.
Okay, right.
Yeah, if you look up look up the name now, all right? So look up the name MacArthur Wheeler. I know you like to put a face to name. I know you like to do that with crime stories.
I do with every podcast, actually.
Yeah, see what you think.
Yeah, it's a bit of a grainy CCTV image that I'm getting.
Yeah, you got to remember that's 1995.
Yeah, he just looks like a pretty normal dude,
doesn't he? Does he look like he's glistening at all in that photo?
No, not at all.
It's like he's got a facial. He's just had a facial.
It's almost like you can see his features more because of the lemon juice.
Yeah, he stands out even more. No, what a dickhead. Anyway, I do enjoy an idiot criminal.
Yeah, me too. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, like the guy shot his dick off. This guy didn't shoot anything off, but still, what an idiot. I think I had heard one similar where a guy went and robbed a bank and he was wearing the shirt that the company he works for. And I would identify him straight away. It'd be like us rob a bank with True Crime Tradies t-shirts on.
Yeah.
Need to get those made.
What a dickhead.
Yeah, vote for Chris.
I like that one. Yeah, vote for Chris.
Mate.
Oh, God.
Well,
speaking of,
we've got some housekeeping. We've got some business to take care of. I know you love your polls because you're constantly winning them. But if you could tell the good people at home our previous poll results. So we had a poll based on the unknown number episode, our last episode. And the poll results were in regards to whether or not Lauren, the daughter, had any prior knowledge of the text messages coming from her mother, Kendra. What were the results in the end?
Yeah, so I said she didn't have any involvement at all. You said she did have involvement, and I thought I was going to win this 100%. But shockingly, the results were 52 to 58 in your favour.
Woohoo!
So it had 33 people think that, yes, she was involved, and 30 said, no way was she involved. She's just a poor, innocent victim, which was my whole argument.
I know that one of your good friends said, pretty much accused everyone that said yes of victim blaming. It wasn't exactly... It wasn't exactly my full, wholehearted opinion that she did have something to do with it. It was more of a thought. I felt like there was something off. You know what I mean?
Well, you're obviously onto something if 52% of the listeners voted your way.
Well, it's either that or it was all the people that I messaged that day to vote for me actually just went ahead and voted. And it's either that or I'm not sure. I'm not competitive, I tell you.
I did ask you that, actually.
So who's this person? Oh, yeah, that's my sister-in-law. Oh, okay. She listened to the pod? No. How come she's voting on the poll? Don't worry about it.
I'm very, very surprised with those results. I'm looking forward to whatever poll we do next time.
Yeah, well, okay, so we're 1-1 as far as the poll goes. To wear my JB t-shirt that says Loud and proud. So I really enjoyed those poll results. One went my way for a change. It's nice. I won't be getting reminded every single day of my shit calls. Let's just put it that way.
I like rubbing it in.
I know you do. Speaking of rubbing it in, I don't know where I'm going with that.
So, interesting segue.
Yeah. My segues never really have to make sense. It's like, that's what she said. Doesn't have to make sense. It just works.
Well, the guy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine with that's going to leave a mark.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, has the hot soup. Well, that's going to leave a mark. All right, so we're going to get back into where we were last week. Can you explain where we left off last episode?
Yeah, of course. So we finished off last episode with Wade's dad, Steve, convincing Wade to let the police know where Diane's body is located and basically confess to everything he's done up to this point.
Yeah, and the police had already found her body, hadn't they? The buzzers located her body for them, done part of the work, and yeah, that's pretty much where we left off.
Yeah, we hear a little bit about what he'd done to her with strangling her in the car and then driving over her multiple times.
Yeah, I think up to 20 times.
Yeah, until, in his words, there was just a smear.
So, that was a really nice spot we left off. It
was, yeah.
Put that image in your brain. All right, see you next week.
Yeah. So this week we jump straight back into it and we start off the episode with meeting Alexis Williams, and she's one of the many, many women that become infatuated with Wade. They used to be friends before he went to prison, just through sort of friends of friends. So they had a little bit of a connection there, and they end up having a romantic relationship while he was in prison. And the DA talk about how many phone calls Wade's making from prison. She says there are thousands of calls and they're all monitored. And apparently he just constantly talked about himself. Alexis, well, she wasn't the only woman he was chatting up while he was in prison.
How cringe are they? I found them so hard to listen to.
Yeah.
Particularly those two, just very sexual in nature. They spoke like they were teenagers, didn't they?
Yeah, that's exactly what it reminded me of. Yeah.
He didn't ever talk about victims or anybody but himself. It was all about him.
Hey, Kristen.
Hello.
Hey, Breezy. What's up, baby?
Hello.
Hey, sexy girl. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, you sexy motherfucker?
It seems that a lot of ladies think he's attractive. He's the ultimate bad boy. It's hard for me as a woman to imagine attraction to someone who had violently killed other women.
Holy shit. I was like, they're like, yeah, you know, he killed 2 girls. I was like, bitch, I don't give a fuck. I was like, who cares?
Your voice is so goddamn sexy. I could just jack my dick and fucking listen to the phone and get off.
Are you serious?
What's up with your sexy ass? How you look, man? I bet you look beautiful. And the outfit that you had on was beautiful. And you have the best fucking body.
So even Mila, his girlfriend, is still talking to him while he's in prison, and Wade's trying to convince her to wait for him on the outside. It's like he's trying to collect these women as trophies or sort of little collectibles. I'm not too sure what his goal is there, but she really wants him to say sorry for what he's done, but apparently he just seems to feel sorry for himself, and that's it.
Yeah, she sort of saw the light here, didn't she? And she figured that he was more sad that he fucked up things with her than what he had done.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's right. And then the next sentence, he goes straight into talking about how he ran Diane over about 10 times with the car. And he just says it so callously. He just does not care.
Nonchalant.
Yeah, 100%.
Why did you kill that girl?
I shouldn't have. I'm wrong.
Why did you kill her? I want to know why.
Because I wanted to.
Why did you want to kill her?
I just wanted to.
Tell me what happened. Did you have sex with her? You went and killed her? What?
No, I didn't have sex with her. I killed her, though.
Why? Why, Wade?
Because I was fucking freaking out on those drugs.
The other girl. Why?
I killed her after I saw you.
Why? Why couldn't you just rob her? Why did you have to kill her?
I'm sorry. I don't know.
Why? I kind of want to know why. What was going through your head? So I heard that you choked her out. She didn't die. She got up and ran. You ran her over with the car. Is that how it went?
That is, yeah, it is. She didn't get up and run. She didn't get up and run. That's not true. I choked her out, pushed her out of the car, and then I ran her over with the car, like 10 times.
You not hear yourself?
Yes, Mila, I do. I hear myself. I was on drugs, dude. I really can't believe it. You know?
There's a lot of people on drugs that don't go around killing people.
Wade ends up pleading not guilty to first-degree murder charges, and Alexis, his now new prison girlfriend, she starts attending all the court dates. And she was under the impression that Wade was innocent and he was actually set up from what he's been telling her.
Yeah, pretty much all they had on him was his confession.
Yeah.
That's all they had, and that's what he was sort of banking on, that they wouldn't be able to get him on any sort of actual evidence apart from the confession itself.
I started going to his court dates, and I was under the impression from his mouth that he was innocent. He told me that all they had was the confession and that he was set up.
I only met the one girl, but the other girl that died, I never even seen her or ran into her at all. Yeah, but the one girl that died, of course. Like, I met her at the bar, I had sex with her, like, honestly, sorry, but I did, and it's the truth, but obviously all that stuff is fine, legal, doesn't mean I killed anybody, you know what I'm saying?
It did not seem that crazy that he would have been set up, so I believed him.
And
you were strangling somebody, you would have marks on you showing that they were
exactly.
away.
Yeah, I didn't have none of that shit. No, yeah, no, so I didn't have none of that.
You're freaky and you love to choke a bitch out, but that's when they
Yeah,
ask
but
you.
no.
It's not their fault that you're strong.
So.
It's day one of the trial now, and the case is absolutely blowing up in the media, especially online, with people just fascinated with either the case itself or Wade. People are absolutely fangirling over him, and they're creating videos of him in the courtroom, like entrances as he's walking in. It's almost like he's on a catwalk with all these different suits.
Yes,
So-
what happened is Alexis was buying him these fancy suits. He'd be calling her, go, hey, I need an Armani suit, I need this color, I need alligator shoes. And she was forking out her own money to buy
Yeah.
all this fancy shit for him, so he looked the part.
That's right, yeah, and she says that it just never seemed to be enough for Wade. He just wanted more and more and more. He wanted a fresh look every time because he knew about the response that he was getting from it.
Yeah, and you just love the attention on, particularly on his tattoos as well. That seemed to be the main subject of conversation about him in particular, not just the suits and everything. He's walked into court. He looked completely different to what he did previously.
That's right, yeah. He starts to getting all his famous face tattoos while in prison as well. And,
Yeah.
I mean, these are prison tattoos as well. I'm not too sure how they do tattoos in prison. Is it like with a needle and ink, or do they sort of make it like a little machine?
Yeah, I
But-
have no idea, to be honest. I can't imagine it being too clean. And I
No,
can
it must
imagine
have
it
been
being
brutal.
pretty painful as well. But they've done a bit of shading on his face. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. you
No,
know?
they have done a good job, but it must have
Yeah.
been absolutely brutal on his face because this guy, you've got to see a photo, like half of his face is covered in tattoos.
Yeah, you can see it on our picture we use for the episode. You can see his face there. But some of the tattoos in particular were quite offensive. He had multiple swastikas. He had one under his right eye that was relatively small, but he had quite a big one on the right-hand side of his head, and you could see it through his hair.
Yeah.
But he also had some really random ones. He had one above his eyebrow that sort of went down by the side of his eye, and it said, "Why so serious?" like the Joker. And he also had the letters TTG, which apparently means train to go. Everyone sort of mentioned that in court that it looked like he was smirking a lot.
Yeah.
And I actually feel like he wasn't. I thought it felt like the tattoos made the appearance that he was, because he had the lines up near his mouth and the sort of skull effect. And it made it, even when he was deadpan serious, like just staring, it looked like he had this cheeky grin on. I don't know what you thought of that. That was my opinion. People mention, he's smirking constantly, but I actually am not sure he was.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. I'll have to go back and have a look. So you spoke about all the tattoos on his face, and particularly the 2 swastika tattoos that he has. And as you said, very prominent positions on his face. And Wade's attorney, Kevin Shirley, he tells Wade, hey, I'm Jewish. Is this going to be a bit of a problem for us? But apparently not. So he continues with the case. I don't think they really wanted to be Wade's attorneys, but they were the 5th attorneys appointed. They seem to really regret having to defend Wade. And they even say, we weren't smart enough to step back. So the court said, all right, you're it. So they were just sort of stuck with him, really.
Yeah. You could sort of look of disgust on the lawyer's face as well. Like, there's a shot of him sitting next to Wade staring at him. He's like, I have to fucking represent you, you fucking miserable prick. Yeah. It's almost like he was staring at the swastikas.
The attorney actually asked the judge if he's able to get some makeup for Wade's face so he can try and cover up the tattoos. Yeah. And he actually agrees to it. So they end up getting some face makeup for Wade. But Wade tries to apply it himself and he can't do it properly. So it doesn't really cover the tattoos. So Wade just ends up going, all right, stuff it. We'll just go with the face tattoos. So he just rocks this look for the rest of the time.
Yeah, his attorney actually likens him to a modern day Charles Manson. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did pick that up.
Yeah, and that's so true because Charles Manson had the swastikas as well, very famous in the media, had women all over him as well. So that was a really good comparison, I reckon.
Yeah. Yeah. So the prosecutors, they start their opening statements with who Christine and Diane were and also what happened to them. Apparently, Wade was making a huge amount of eye contact during this and he'd just constantly stare at the jury, even to a point where one of the jurors started to cry due to how intimidated she felt and she actually had to be excused from the jury. They had to get a replacement in for her.
So the way that juries work is the jury is selected by the defense. They bring in the jury members, they ask their name and what they do for a living, and they want a certain demographic of people to fit the jury for them that's going to work in their favor. And they actually only interview one juror in the documentary, and he was juror number 97. So
there you go.
Yeah, we've got 12 jurors, so they went through a hell of a lot to get to, obviously, I'm not sure how far they got past 97, but it would have been a long day that day.
Yeah, for sure.
Babu Bhatt, he is all business as well, isn't he? I can imagine him sitting there on the jury, shaking his finger, really bad man.
You're a very bad man. So the prosecutors, they do a really good job. They do a really great opening statement.
Good morning. Christine Melton was 35 years old when she died. She was found in her South Cape Coral residence, wrapped in some bedding, tied with some shirts and leggings and a bathing suit top. Her face was black and blue. Her fingernails were broken. She had marks around her neck as she lied on the floor between her bedroom and the kitchen area of her residence. Diana Ruiz was 43 years old. She was found on an empty lot under some shrubs. There's a tree just lying there. Her nose had been broken. Her hyoid bone and thyroid cartilage had been broken. She had suffered multiple rib fractures, not only front, but also in the back. And if you want to believe what Mr. Wilson told law enforcement, was that he had driven over her repeatedly and tried to make her look like spaghetti.
Now it's obviously time for the defense to do their opening statement. So Wade, he's all there ready to go, see what they've got, and they opt not to do one. It's the first time ever I've heard or seen of a defense opt not to do an opening statement. I couldn't believe it.
It's like they've heard the prosecution has thrown their hands in the air going, yeah, we can't beat that. We can't match it.
We're waving the white flag already.
Yeah, they really are.
Did you notice one of the security officers in the courtroom standing behind Wade during a lot of the scenes as a bald, quite a big, solid-looking dude? His eyes were so wide at some points, he was like, "The fuck?" when he was pointing out some of the facts. I loved him.
He probably had 100 coffees to try and keep him awake, because if you've ever sat through a trial or watched court TV or anything, it's quite boring. I mean, can you imagine that's your job, to sit behind the fucking defendant all day? Like, you got nothing to do with the trial. You don't have to speak or anything. You just got to sit there. It'd be so boring. It'd kill me.
Yeah, for sure. So they end up bringing his girlfriend Mila onto the stand to testify. She really does not want to do it, but she understands the importance of being able to speak for both Diane and Christine by doing so. And she does a really good job up there. She's so brave, and she actually starts getting death threats because she testified against Wade. She couldn't go to her spa shop where she owned for months out of fear of the backlash that she was receiving.
Yeah, you'd mentioned it last episode. We're going to get into it this episode about Wade's wives, the army of people that were behind him, social media people, women were just all over him, and they were literally attacking Mila online constantly. So she had that fear everywhere she went. And she looked so disheveled on the stand as well. Do you notice that? She does mention how she kept messing up her makeup and her hair, and she was just beside herself going out there.
Yeah.
And not only that, those death threats she's receiving in the outside world, she's walking into the courtroom with his supporters there as well.
Yeah.
Staring her down.
For the way she was saying with how much she struggled that day to be able to go do that, and you can see it on her face. She walked in there with her head held high. I think she did an amazing job.
Yeah, she did.
Really
Answered the
good.
questions really well. And you would have noticed Wade as well. When she got off the stand and walked out, you pretty much got to walk past him, and he stared her down the whole way, all the way out to the door.
I can't think of anything I've done harder than that. And then I started getting all these death threats that I had testified against him. I couldn't show up to work for several months after the trial. I thought I did my job on trial. I thought that was all I had to speak. I didn't know I had to further defend myself after all this. And I didn't know that there was, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of girls that I had to defend myself from a serial killer. That was crazy.
We call them the Wade wives. I think they called themselves Wade wives. People who were trying to have relationships with him.
So as you said, he's really building this little cult following online and, around town. And people were even getting Wade Wilson tattoos on them. Like, they were just infatuated with this guy. And his prison girlfriend, Alexis, she even got his name tattooed on her wrist. And then she laughed and goes, I don't even have my kids' names tattooed on me. I'm like, it's not a brag. Jesus Christ. That's so embarrassing for you.
She had it on her wrist as well. It's like, so she could see it every day. That's just a constant reminder. She's obviously seen the light since this, because she's not on the Wade cheerleading group anymore.
No.
But that constant reminder, you'd think you'd get it removed. There's a lot of laser clinics out there. Get that fucking shit off you.
Yeah, she seemed to get that tattoo put on pretty fast. I'd be getting it removed just as fast, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
So all of these women that are all overweight, they start putting heaps of money onto his canteen. So his little sort of, what's called, like a prison wallet type of thing where they can buy snacks in the prison.
There is a word. Commissary.
Commissary, yeah, thank you. Yeah. And it's not just women that are doing this and fangirling over him. There's even guys calling up, trying to give him money and just sort of thinking, they're buddy-buddy with, the infamous Wade Wilson. I think one guy says to him, hey man, how you going with money and stuff like that? And Wade said, I just want $12 for a pizza. He goes, I got you, bro. How about I send you $24,
Yeah.
Just such
Treat yourself
wankers.
to 2 pizzas.
Yeah. Like they're fucking heroes or something.
It's so
Get a
odd.
life.
It's just that notoriety. Hey, I got to speak to the Deadpool killer when he was in jail. How good am I? It's like, loser.
Yeah. I think he ends up getting a little bit too much canteen money because if you see him later on, Wade gets pretty big.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. So Wade's prison cell, he's got a few photos on the walls in his cell, and some of the most disturbing photos on there are of the field where he dumped Diane Roos's body. And it's almost like a bit of a memento for him, and he's able to look at that and sort of relive the murder. I'm surprised they allowed that on the walls there.
Yeah, he's definitely a serial killer in the making, wasn't he?
For sure, yeah. He was really proud of it.
Yeah, and that memento, like you said, it's that constant reminder of what he did that day. Like we were saying before, he's not sorry.
No, not an ounce, no. And now speaking of Diane, we actually hear from her fiancé, Scott Hannon, on the stand, and this was heartbreaking.
Yeah, it really is.
All right, you may proceed.
Thank you, Aaron.
I'm Scott Hannon, the fiance of Diane Ruiz.
So you recognize this particular item, states 30I, that was previously admitted into evidence?
That's the ring I got her.
Okay. And what did that ring signify?
Our love for each other.
When you left for work that morning, was Miss Ruiz still at the residence?
Yes, she was still in bed.
So you didn't see her after you'd left, is that correct?
Nope.
Did you have any contact with her after you left for work that day?
A brief text message. She didn't think I gave her a kiss goodbye.
Had you?
Of course.
Yeah, Scott is so broken here, isn't he? If that was me, I'd be fighting every fibre in my being, you know, not to like jump over the witness box and choke that motherfucker out. I don't know how I could hold myself together and be on the witness stand. But the thing is, I mean, you're there for a purpose. You feel like you're representing your loved one that's just been murdered, and you want to put this guy away. So he's very brave to get up there and do what he did. But yeah, I don't know how he kept it together.
Yeah, that's right. It was heartbreaking to watch.
Mm.
And the prosecutor actually says that after Scott speaks, he looks over at Wade, and Wade has that bit of a smirk on his face, like we were saying a little bit earlier, and seems to be sort of happy with everything that he's done there, and he just seems to sort of really love it.
Yeah, I think he does. Like you said, he cherishes those memories by the picture that he's got in the cell, and he's probably just eating this up, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know, everything he's done. He's just reliving throughout the whole trial.
I'm going to go out on a limb here.
Mm.
I don't like Wade. I don't think he's a good person.
Yeah, let's do a poll.
So we hear from Alexis again, and she's under the impression that Wade will do about 10 to 15 years in prison, and then they'll be able to start their lives together.
I'm sorry, but she's a dumbass. I
Yeah.
do not like her. I know she's not a fan of him now, but I just thought she was a fuckwit throughout this whole thing, and she tries to downplay her, I guess, involvement in being a dickhead by saying, he was saying he was innocent. But look, even if he is innocent and he's telling you the truth, the bloke is literally signing off his letters that they were writing back and forth together with a swastika at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, does that not bother you in the slightest? You talk about red flags and victim blaming. She's not a victim in this, by the way. So
No,
we can
but
talk
that's a
shit
big
about
red
her all we
flag.
want. That's a huge red flag. That's a huge red flag with a swastika fucking tattooed right in the middle of it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just, she was just one of those many people that were infatuated with him, and he was into the fatties. So that's where she was number one on his list. Oh, God.
But unfortunately for the lovely new couple, the DA was actually seeking the death penalty for Wade.
Yeah, and so they should.
State's attorney, they brought me the paperwork today to seek the death penalty. They brought me like fucking 2 pieces of paper. That's it.
Are you serious?
Swear? Look, it says notice of intent to seek death penalty, and then it tells us why or whatever.
We felt as though the death penalty was warranted, and, you know, quite frankly, he earned it.
So, yeah, serious. Fuck.
Wow.
Yeah, tell me about it. Wow, that's what I said. That's what I said.
So apparently there's a prison guard in there that hates Wade. I mean, I'm sure they all do. But he says to Wade, I heard some good news, bitch. You're off to death row.
That was so good.
Yeah, really rubbed him the wrong way. And Wade starts saying, I'm going to smash him. He thinks he's so tough. You know, like, what an absolute wank. As if you're going to fucking beat up the prison guard, you dickhead.
Mate, you're in jail. You're going to be getting raped for the rest of your life, so enjoy that.
Pretty boy. So they bring up our hero, Steve, Wade's dad, onto the stand, and he testifies against his son. He tells the court that Wade was quite excited and proud of the killings, and he was concerned that Wade was going to kill more people, and that's why he had to hand him in. So he did the right thing. He's a great guy. I know we said it last time, but...
Again, he walks off the witness stand, and you can see Wade just staring him down the hallway as well.
Yeah,
it was a tough moment for Steve, but like you said, he did the right thing. He knew it was the right thing, And he pretty much just reiterated what he had mentioned earlier in the documentary when he was getting interviewed.
That's right,
He
yeah.
did that on the stand.
Yeah, and he also starts getting death threats as well as Mila. I
Yeah,
mean,
what the fuck is with
yeah,
these people?
I think I don't know, he's just got this blind following around him for some reason.
He does.
State called Stephen Testaseca. You know someone by the name of Wade Wilson.
Yes, ma'am.
How do you know Wade Wilson?
He's my son.
I want to turn your attention to Monday, October 7th of 2019. Did Wade Wilson get in touch with you through phone call that day?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did he tell you in that call?
He just told me, he did something. There was 2 people gone that would not be back. He said, I'm a killer. I choked that bitch.
As he's telling you all these things, what's his demeanor as he's telling you?
He was excited.
You say excited, what do you mean by that?
I felt like he was wanting me to feel the way he felt about it.
Did he seem proud of it?
Yes.
Did he seem to show any kind of remorse?
No, ma'am.
Did you feel conflicted about giving him over to law enforcement initially?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you have additional concerns of what might happen if you didn't turn him into law enforcement?
Yes, ma'am.
What was that, sir?
He would have done it again.
So, meanwhile, there's a GoFundMe page for Wade to get out of prison, and he's earning fucking thousands of dollars. And you see the numbers of donors and the amount of money ticking upwards so fast, and we hear Wade talking about it at the same time.
I'm hoping we get enough money, man, so we can give me a lawyer, so I can have a little fucking canteen. I hope some money comes in. Hopefully people will fucking see the page. Listen, can I tell you something though, Kristen? Once people see the GoFundMe page on there, we're gonna have the people that think I'm innocent that are gonna donate, and then we're gonna have the weirdos that think I didn't. They're gonna donate. You know what I'm saying? Like Batman and Joker.
The weirdos for what?
Listen, like Batman and Joker. We're gonna have the weirdos that like Joker and shit. They're gonna fucking they're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna fucking donate. You know what I'm saying?
He ends up raising more than $90,000 US. How fucking unbelievable is that for a double murderer and someone who's been physically assaulting women? And this guy's got such a cult following of people that have never met him, and they're donating this much money to him.
It had a number of donators, which was like 495 or something. I quickly did the math on it, and it equated to average of $181 per donator, which
Holy
is
shit.
a lot of money. But then they showed you a slideshow of some of the big donors, and one individual had donated 25 grand of that 90 grand. So,
no kidding.
Yeah, unbelievable. And look, for all the Wade Wilson supporters out there, if you're listening, you're a shit stain on society, okay? Get help and do us all a favor and don't breed. The last thing the world needs is more mentally ill dickheads, okay? So, and also don't listen to our podcast. Go fuck yourself. All right, I'm done. Go.
So, if people donate that much money to this double murderer, I can't wait till we start a Patreon and start taking donations for ours. Speaking of podcast heroes, we now meet Jumpsuit Pablo. And he's amazing.
Is he really a hero?
Hey?
You said he's a hero. Is he really a hero?
Well, he's anti-Wade, so he's a hero to me.
Okay. He's just making money off it and got famous for spreading shit about it and making Wade more famous with what he was doing.
What do you think
what we're doing now?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Please donate to True Crime. So he's amazed that Wade's getting all this notoriety and praise from all these women online. He sets out to try and tell people the truth from the actual words out of Wade's mouth.
My name is Jumpsuit Pablo. I'm a TikToker.
Who is this Jumpsuit Pablo guy?
He's just some fucking troll who's just been covering your case that thinks he knows shit.
Another day in Wade's world. I'm posting clips. They're getting 5 million, 9 million, 21 million views. Extraordinary. There's this dreamy man who's just misunderstood, and he didn't do any of this stuff. He's innocent. This is all being, he's being framed somehow. Y'all need to hear his words and what he has to say.
So Wade's still manipulating women behind bars, and he's actually getting them to smuggle drugs in for him. And he ended up getting this lady named Bonnie Wiggins to drive to the prison on multiple occasions where she jumped over the gate arm, ran to the receiving area of the jail near the trash compactor, and threw drugs over the fence to him. Then once Wade had the drugs, which was meth, he was able to distribute them among the prison for a price, obviously, so he was making even more money inside the prison as well. And this girl, Bonnie, she actually got caught, and she was sentenced to almost 2.5 years as well. So he's wrecking these lives along the way with his followings, and as we said, with the blind followings as well.
He doesn't care about these people either.
Not at all.
They're just pawns in his game.
So we go back to Wade's trial now, and Wade decides not to testify, which, I mean, smart move, but I'm surprised that he didn't because he's so arrogant.
Yeah, true. I would have thought he would love to hear his own voice up there.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, like you said, smart move. I bet it would have been the worst thing he could have done. And the defense wouldn't have had anything to ask him that was going to help their case anyway, really, unless they were trying to prove that he was mentally impaired.
And Mr. Wilson, you had an opportunity to talk to your attorneys about whether you want to testify or not testify. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And have you made a decision as whether you want to testify or not?
Yeah.
And what is that decision?
I don't know.
The state would cross-examine the hell out of him, so taking the stand was not a good idea.
There was nothing you could say that was going to justify any of it.
So both sides, they do their closing statements, and the prosecutors relay the facts of the murders and the lack of remorse coming from Wade. The defense are trying for the depraved mind second-degree murder. So this is because the death penalty isn't an option for second-degree murder. So that's what they're going for. So they just want to get him off death row, basically. They were saying that it wasn't premeditated and he was just whacked out of his mind. And all the internet nutters, they're still on Wade's side about this, and they absolutely hate his lawyer. They think he's just there. As we said earlier, he's waving the white flag. He's given up already, which, I mean, I can kind of see if he doesn't do an opening statement.
Yeah, that's right. I love how the defense lawyer here pointed out what Wade looked like before trial and what he looks like now. And he said, who in their right mind would do that? And he's pointing at Wade in the courtroom.
Yeah.
Pretty much trying to say he has not got his head screwed on right. So there must be something wrong with him, and to diminish the responsibility of the crime and to get a lesser sentence or to get him off death row.
Yeah, it was his only card he could possibly play, and it was a weak card at that.
Really weak. Do you know, interesting about being on death row in America, I think in Florida in particular, the electric chair is available on request. They've got the lethal injection now, but if you want the electric chair, you can have it.
Oh, from the actual criminal?
Yeah, if you're the criminal and you want the electric chair, it's like, yeah, I'll take the electric chair.
Yeah, give old Sparky a ride.
Yeah.
So the prosecutors, they're sick to death with all these blind supporters of Wade, and I love this part. It felt really petty to me, and I loved it. I was there for it. So they decide to read a lot of the women's names out in court, which was also televised. This was purely to show them that they weren't special in Wade's eyes, and Wade was just playing them all.
Yeah. Yeah, and here's Alexis in the audience going, what the fuck? All these other women he's been talking to. And I think she is really made to look like a fool here. And I think that's where the penny drops for her and goes, oh, God, I've been manipulated. I'm just one of these fools. And
100%.
you could literally see it on her face. She was like Ralph Wiggum in The Simpsons getting his heart broken. She probably had chocolate stains on her too.
God, you really got your shotgun out tonight.
Funny.
So he was even saying to a few of them he wants to marry them and have their babies. He's really hammering down on that manipulation, trying to get them under his wing. And as we said earlier, just try and collect them as trophies. And it's just name after name after name. And as you said before, they're all starting to turn on each other and they're just going out of their minds now.
Yeah.
Oh.
A lot of these phone calls were like my intimate conversations.
I love you.
I love you. With somebody that I thought that I was going to spend the rest of my life with. I didn't think they were going to get released. I had no idea.
She thought she was special. She thought she was a fiancé.
Jessica DeHanica, Brooklyn Gilly, Riley, Texas.
So it's kind of like a slap in the face. It was embarrassing.
This is insane.
So many names, so many girls.
The Wade wives are like, he's saying the same thing to all these other women.
These girls must feel so silly right now.
They went at each other from all angles.
I just hate German girls so much. I just hate her so much.
They've all just turned jealousy, rumors, drama.
Well, bitches can think what they want to think. You're mine, and you have no choice in the matter.
So now it's time for the verdict, and the jury were out for just over 2 hours. He's guilty on first degree for both counts, and he finally stopped smirking, but he's still just expressionless, really.
I don't think he expected anything different, to be fair.
No, I honestly think he was waiting for it.
Yeah, I just think he was there for the show. He was there to get a bit of relief from prison and wear his fancy suit and his alligator shoes and look like a fuckwit in the courtroom. And I was just enjoying the process. So I don't think he expected anything different.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my understanding is you have reached a verdict.
I wanted to hear the verdict. I had to see it all for myself. I just wanted to finish it.
State of Florida versus Wade Wilson. Case number 19 CF 0568. We, the jury, finds as follow as to the defendant in this case. Count 1, first-degree murder, Christine Melton. The defendant is guilty of first-degree murder. First-degree murder, Diane Ruiz. The defendant is guilty of first-degree murder. So say we all, 4-person.
It's now time for the sentencing, and they're trying to really put a heavy focus on what type of upbringing Wade had. And this is actually where we hear from Wade's adoptive mother, Candy Wilson.
Candy.
Candy.
I'm Candy Wilson. I am Wade's adoptive mother. We have 2 other children, and he was born Anthony Tessasica. And I said, well, we'll call him Wade. He was as cute as dumpling. I mean, we just fell head over heels for him. As they got older, Wade was such a delight. I mean, there was no anger in him. He was always smiling. He was always happy. People loved him. I mean, he was really a good child. Things would happen at school, and we always stood up for the underdog. He was just, even the teachers would say, Wade is so good.
Right now I have the song from the B-52s, Candy, Candy, in my head, and I'm going to be singing it at work all week, so...
Look forward to that.
Yeah. Seriously, if I get the song stuck in my head, you know what I'm like? I can't help it. It's like I got Tourette's.
What song did we have stuck in our head today?
Oh, Dawson's Creek the other week. What was it today?
Stacey's mum.
Stacey's mum. Yeah, you started singing it, and then it was audio terrorism. Then I had it in my head all day.
Yeah,
thanks a lot for that.
We saw a video clip of someone playing the drums with 2 dildos to Stacey's mum.
That's right.
Anyway, we're getting sidetracked.
Okay, yeah, back to it. Candy.
So Candy, she says that Wade was a great kid, and there wasn't a bit of anger in him, and he was just awesome right up until he turned about 15, and then he got a letter from his biological mother, and that's when he started to have a bit of an identity crisis. I looked into it, and it says that according to the Child Welfare Information Gateway, they recommend starting around 2 to 4 years, just using simple language and trying to make it sort of part of their normal life story. And then they said ages of around 7 to 10, that can start leading to feelings of betrayal, anger, and mistrust as well. So with Wade finding out at 15, you can imagine how he must have felt. He was sort of like a bit of a, oh, who am I? Like the last 15 years have been what, you know?
I think it also depends on the person as well. Like, depends on what your personality's like.
Apparently he kept asking Candy, well, why didn't they want me? He just didn't really understand why he was adopted. Later on, he met Steve and his biological mum again, and then he realised the whole situation with them being so young. But at that age of 15, I mean, you don't think straight as it is, so you could really feel for him.
Yeah, that identity crisis I think you were saying would be, very real, because what you believed up until that point is all fabricated. Now, these are my parents, and then you find out you could have had this other life that you were sort of robbed of in a sense. Yeah. It'd just be, the unknown. You'd want to, for sure, find out where you came from. It would just be a very confusing time, I can imagine.
Yeah, it's a lot of feelings to navigate through. So this was around the time that Wade started getting in a lot more trouble, and once he left high school, he was in and out of jail a lot for battery, domestic violence, and drugs as well. His adoptive mother actually seems really nice, and she says she hopes to just sort of wake up from this nightmare that she's living. She just can't believe Wade is capable of doing this, her little Wade.
Yeah, and I like how they had her as part of it and understanding why he might be like this now, but I also didn't like the excuses they were trying to give him for his poor decisions and the murders that happened. Don't give him excuses. He's a piece of shit. Doesn't matter how your upbringing was. And like Mila said earlier, you could be on drugs and not kill people. You know, you can't blame that shit.
Exactly, yeah. I'm right there with you. So the prosecutors, they're seeking the death penalty for Wade, and they're going in hard.
Well hard.
This is a point of the trial where we make that big ask. The point where we ask for your recommendation of death in this case. You saw the body cam of the defendant and how he was acting after the murders.
Sir, I didn't do anything.
You heard his dad testify about how the defendant killed Christine Melton and Diane Ruiz.
He said, I'm a killer.
And you heard the defendant's statement to law enforcement confessing to the murders.
I guess you know what comes across my mind is murder, just murder, murder. Just kill, kill, kill.
It's not credible that mental illness caused the defendant to murder Christine Melton and Diane Ruiz. He was under the influence of power, of lust, of control, of hate. He showed utter disregard for women and for life. We ask that you make that hard decision, that you recommend the ultimate punishment for the ultimate crime.
His defense, on the other hand, they're trying to say that the drugs are at fault, and he was born to a young, drug-impaired mother. They even say, why would a person who is so charming, polite, and cool do these things? And this is when they point to his face again, and they say, who in their right mind would get these face tattoos? Like, it's just not a sane person.
No.
So as you said before, they're really angling for that side.
Because that's all they got.
We're asking you to vote to save Mr. Wilson's life. There's something wrong with his brain. It doesn't work like everybody else's does. That's Wade Wilson in October. That's Wade Wilson now. Who in their right mind does that to themselves? He's not in his right mind all the time. And it's worse when you throw drugs on top of it. We can't bring these ladies back. There's nothing that you can do to fix that problem. But you can do the right thing here today.
So now it's sort of one of the most impactful parts of the whole documentary, and we see Diane's son Zane up on stand, and he's doing a victim impact statement about his mother, and it's just so powerful, and it really starts to shatter the rose-colored glasses for a lot of these women that have been idolising Wade.
Yeah, and Alexis, again, she's still sitting there and she's already having these doubts of like, oh, what have I been doing with this guy? She's been manipulated. And then, yeah, this was the big turning point for her, wasn't it? Because seeing this kid's heartbreak on the stand, that's enough to make anyone sort of feel empathy, except for Wade, of course.
I'm Zane Romero. I'm Diane Ruiz's youngest child.
The moment that I realized like that I was actually like done was during Zane's testimony, is when I broke down, I think, the hardest.
I was only 14 years old when she passed. Just starting my freshman year of high school, she was so excited to see me grow up and so proud of what I was growing into. Everything told me that she was coming home. I almost killed myself because I couldn't bear the idea without turning 15 without my mom.
I felt for him so bad, and I hated Wade for it, because if I could sit here and be bawling my eyes out for this child, how much they loved their mother and was waiting for their mom to come home, and you're just sitting there and not showing anything. It was horrible. It was horrible. That poor kid. There's no way you can sit in that courtroom and think any different. Like, there's no way you can.
We also hear from Christine Melton's friend and cousin Samantha. She talks about how loved Christine was and how much she means to so many different people. And they have a whole bunch of different photos up in the courtroom of Christine. And she yells at Wade, "Look at her. You can see her. Look at her." But Wade is just stone-faced and absolutely emotionless. The whole courtroom was just in tears, and they were all heartbroken. Well, I mean, except for Wade.
Samantha, who is this a photograph of?
That's Christine Melton and my daughter wearing outfits that they got for Christmas to match. That is Christine and my son, her godchild. It's Christine on Easter with bunny ears on with another child who loved her and who will never see her again.
That's Christine and Monty. That was her cat, the one who sat next to her crumpled body. There she is. Look at her. Look at her. You can see it. I know you can.
So the defense bring up a psychologist, Dr. Wyman Einstein, to the stand, and he tells us that Wade has been diagnosed with several mental health issues, including bipolar, depression, anxiety, and schizophrenia, as well as an antisocial personality disorder and an adjustment disorder. Not too sure what that means. He mentions that he developed bipolar during his mid-teens, but there was actually no evidence that he was ever diagnosed by a medical professional for this. And even his mother, Candy, talks about his development of bipolar, but she doesn't want to testify on stand about it.
Mm. And the prosecutors do a really good job at grilling this psychologist as well on the stand, saying, hey, you've been in like 297 trials or something of that number, and every single one of them for the defense. And he just like throws out all these diagnoses that there's nothing behind it at all.
Yeah,
it's just his opinion,
sure.
and just all to get a buck in his pocket and to work for the defense. Obviously, he's made a living out of this.
That's right. Yeah, he was making money from doing this. Yeah.
Please tell us your name.
Dr. Hyman Eisenstein.
What is your profession?
I am a licensed clinical psychologist, PhD.
And is there anything that you specifically recall at this time that indicated to you that Mr. Wilson may have mental health issues?
So I spoke to his mother and father, Mr. Steve and Miss Candy Wilson. They found that there was a dramatic change that occurred in puberty. So my ultimate conclusion is that Mr. Wilson has neurocognitive brain impairment. His brain is not functioning like a normal, healthy individual.
I don't have any further questions. Thank you, Doctor.
So the jury, they just don't buy it at all, and they sentence Wade to death with a jury count of 9-3 on Christine's murder and a count of 10-2 in Diane's murder.
That's interesting. It's different, isn't it? But also, I thought that it had to be unanimous with the jurors.
Yeah.
Especially on the death penalty. But Florida is one of the only states where it needs to be a majority, but of 8 and 4 minimum. So, yeah, just got there with 9 and, yeah, well and truly got there with 10.
And they actually place a stun belt around Wade's waist in court, just in case he has an outburst. I thought that was really interesting, so they were able to shock him.
That was so weird. I'd never heard of that before.
Neither had I, no, because I saw a video a little while ago of a defendant, looked like he was about to whisper something to his attorney after he lost the case, and then he ended up headbutting the attorney, breaking his nose or something like that. So.
Oh, shit. Actually, my favorite, I'm going off track a little bit. My favorite one is where the judge is talking to the defendant, and she's deciding whether or not to take him to jail. You would have seen this as well. And because he'd sort of pleaded his case going, I've been doing this, I've been doing that. She goes, look, I think you've had many chances. I think the only reasonable sentence I give you is jail time. And you just hear him go, you fucking bitch. And you can't see him, but he just dives over the top and just
like
tackles
Superman.
her. Oh, it was so good. It's just so funny. Okay, I got sidetracked, sorry.
So Wade, he doesn't seem to respond at all to the sentencing. And unbelievably, he's still got an amazing amount of supporters behind him as well. The families of Christine and Diane, they speak out at a media conference after the sentencing. And Christine's cousin speaks about Wade's supporters and says, we've all been quiet this entire time. Wade's supporters have not. But we all know the loudest ones are the dumb ones.
That's good.
That was such a good line. I loved
that.
Yeah. She was hanging on to that one for a while, I think. His ex-girlfriend, Mila, she said she's always been against the death penalty, but she's happy for the families, and it's a bit of closure for them. So she totally understands and she backs it as well.
Moments ago, we saw justice served, and this was the appropriate sentence for this evil monster.
As a family, we have all been really quiet. Wade supporters have not been quiet, but we all know that the loudest ones are always the dumb ones anyways.
My name is Felix Ruiz, the father of Diane. I didn't get to say I love her, and I miss her.
I had never believed in the death penalty before this. The whole thing's tragic, so it's hard to say good. It just may be a sense of relief. for the family.
Are you pro death penalty?
If it's undeniable, yeah.
Yeah. So we don't have the death penalty here in Australia. I'm a bit impartial with it. I think I have that sort of voice in the back of my head that says, hey, they should spend the rest of their life in jail so they can suffer, rather than having that easy out of just, that's it, it's all over.
Yeah.
But I can understand it from the victim's point of view, like the families. They don't want this person living on Earth anymore because then they don't exist anymore. Whereas them being at home knowing that that person still exists and is still living, and the way jails are at the moment, they've still got TV, they're still getting fed every day, and they're a drain on the taxpayer. That's, I can see it from that standpoint. But from the outside looking in, I'm like, no, you should suffer. But then the problem is with the death penalty, it takes them so long with the appeal process. It takes forever to even execute them, if at all. They have some sort of like change in law and all of a sudden they're not on death row anymore. So it's, yeah, my 2 cents.
So it sounds like, the death sentence, and there's like, all right, well, tomorrow,
Yeah.
Go jump on Mr. Sparky.
That'd be amazing.
So now we see photos of Wade in prison, and he looks absolutely terrible now. His teeth are all falling out. He's rapidly gaining weight from all the money that he's raised and spending on lollies and just absolute crap from the canteen.
He has gotten fat. He looks like a totally different person, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. He looks like someone else is impersonating him online.
Yeah.
And he's starting to lose his mind a little bit by the sounds of it as well. So he believes that the prison are pumping poisonous chemicals into the vents and trying to kill him. And he's being reprimanded in prison for various things, including assaulting his cellmate in multiple ways. I'm not too sure what in multiple ways means. I know he spoke earlier about that. Apparently he had a boyfriend, but...
Yeah. I don't see how someone like him could have a cellmate. You think he would be isolated? Yeah, particularly having that celebrity status that he's got. I'm, number one, surprised he hasn't been murdered, but 2, that he is still in Gen Pop, so to speak, or as far as the death row inmates go. That surprises me to hear that.
I guess it depends on overcrowding as well, the prisons.
Yeah, like you said, he's not getting the commissary anymore, so he's lost all his fans, and he's just become a grey man now, and everyone's forgotten about him.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. And he's still getting his hands on drugs in prison, like K2, meth, and bath salts as well. So he's just heading downhill even faster in prison as well. So.
Yeah.
But he's still claiming that he's innocent and he was set up, apparently. And he tells Mila that they planted his DNA on the victims via a condom. So I don't know what he's playing at here. He's just an absolute fucking idiot.
Yeah, like he's already admitted it to his dad. It was obvious he was involved. Yeah, like I said, it's probably mental health that's coming into play now. Who knows what his game is, and he's probably just still trying to remain relevant by saying these things rather than just quietly dying and everyone forgetting about him like we should,
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. This is Wade. For too long, I have remained silent, hoping that the justice system would uncover the truth on its own. I ask you to continue fighting for my exoneration.
And they're probably going to make another attempt on my life, like in the jail. Like it's already happened before. They were pushing chemicals out of my van.
Thank you for believing in me and for your unwavering commitment to the truth. My voice was drowned out by the overwhelming pressure to find a scapegoat. Your support gives me so much hope to endure, knowing that one day the truth will set me free. I love you all.
And Mila, she's still getting death threats, and her salon actually burns down. And people are writing online, take that bitch, that's karma. It actually turns out that it was just a freak accident that it burned down. But you can just tell, that's what she automatically went to. She automatically went to someone burnt it down. Like, she's living with that paranoia and that concern.
Or for doing the right thing.
Exactly. So the documentary ends with text saying Wade Wilson's lawyers have filed an appeal of his death sentence, and this process, it takes years.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if we get any sort of updates. It's been 5-6 years now since the sentencing, because like the murders were in 2019 and then they had COVID and everything throughout the trial process. So yeah, I'd be interested to see if we hear anything now that the documentary is out and it's sort of gotten popular again. We might get a bit of an update.
Yeah, hopefully we do. Yeah, we'll mention it on future episodes for sure.
Yeah.
So what did you think of the doco, mate?
I thought it was good. I actually finished, and I don't usually have reactions like this at the end of a documentary. Like, I mean, I have the feelings throughout, but I just felt incredibly sad at the end of it. When I saw him later on, he just looked like a different person. He was fat and everything like that. I'm not sad for him. I'm just sad at just the waste of life. This was just so incredibly unnecessary, all of it. He murdered 2 women. It just didn't make, there was no rhyme or reason behind it. I know there's no murders that should have any sort of reason to justify it, but I just felt sad at the end of it. It's just a waste of the women and the waste of his life, what he could have done. I really enjoyed the way they made it. They didn't make it like a mystery or anything. I just was very sad at the end.
Yeah, I get what you mean, 100%. Yeah. Actually, going into this one, I heard a lot of negative reviews of the documentary itself. So I was surprised that I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would as well.
I think that's because I knew nothing about it really going in. Only it was about Wade himself, about how creepy he looked. When I'd see him on social media, I go, that guy looks like a psychopath. But I never looked into the case in particular. So it was interesting watching the documentary and seeing how the crimes went down. I think they did it well. It was worthy of a documentary. Also,
Definitely.
we also got to make note here and let our Australian listeners know that this isn't available to stream in Australia at the moment. It's on Paramount in the US. So you might have to wait a little bit to be able to see this documentary. You might be able to find it online. We had special access to it, didn't we, Chris?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we were told that it should be released on Paramount soon, but yeah, just keep an eye out for it, really.
Yeah. But it is a good one to watch. Definitely recommend it.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed our episode as well. If you did, definitely write in. We really love hearing from you guys. And we actually want to read out a couple that we've received over the last week or two as well, just on our socials and Spotify and people emailing in. We had a message on, I think it was on Spotify, for our Chris Watts case from Pauline. And she said, hey, first time listener here and Aussie, love the episode. I know the case thoroughly. You guys got the facts 100% right, which is not common. So that was awesome. We loved hearing that. That was really
we do
cool.
love hearing it. Yeah, don't shy away from making comments because we'll always respond. And we're going to be giving these shout outs on the episodes as well. We love this shit. So we want that involvement from the listeners as well. Get involved with the polls. We've mentioned it before. Yeah, but that was really cool. Thanks, Pauline.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And we actually received one from North Carolina as well, from Courtney. And she said, hey guys, came across your podcast. I am hooked. Love what you guys are doing. It's so hard to find inappropriate humour and true crime. This and True Crime Kent, which is another podcast, hit the spot. I need more episodes. Waiting for a Patreon. Love you guys all the way from North Carolina. So that was
my
awesome.
favorite one. Yeah.
That was such a highlight. I really want to see how far we can reach as well. So if you guys are overseas, write and let us know where you're listening from. We love that.
Yeah, let us know if you hate our accents. I mean, I think a majority of Americans don't mind the Australian accents. It's funny because I can't stand the Australian accent myself. So yeah, I'd love to hear that as well. It's like, how are we to listen to?
Yeah, for sure. And another one here as well from Monique. And she said, I laugh and laugh on the tram listening to you guys. I look so silly.
Thanks, Monique.
Love it. So good. Yeah, definitely writing in. We honestly, we really love it. And we always respond as well. So if you're thinking, oh, should I? Definitely do.
Yeah, so apart from comments, if you haven't yet, you are listening to us and you are enjoying it, please do what we've said in previous episodes. Get on Spotify or Apple, wherever you listen to your podcasts, and give us a review. Give us a follow as well, because that's really important to be able to see when the new episodes are released. We are releasing them every Tuesday, but it's important to get that little blue dot next to us on your home screen.
Yeah, refer us to your friends and I don't know, even your enemies as well. We don't care.
We don't care. Yeah.
Just get the
if
name
you know
out
Wade
there.
Wilson and you're going to talk to him the next week, hey, let him know about that podcast and he can hear about us bagging the shit out of him.
Well, so that was good. I enjoyed that one, mate. So what have we got next week?
Yeah, so next week we've got a very popular one. I particularly enjoyed this when I watched it. It is called Lover, Stalker, Killer.
No matter how well you hit it off with somebody on the dating site, You don't really know who they are.
This was one of the strangest, most unpredictable cases I'd ever worked.
Prosecutors allege a love triangle turned fatal.
I was starting over as a single person, and I was determined to enjoy it. That's when Carrie Farver came into my life. Our first date, I had made it clear I was absolutely not going to be tied down. She says, look, this is just fun. And I was like, oh my God, yes, I'm in. I hopped back online. That's when Liz came into my life. She was very smiley, energetic. She liked motorcycles. I had a motorcycle. I was a match made in heaven. And then one morning, I get a text from Carrie Farver. It was a total shock. The messages started slowly, but it ramped up.
The implication was, if I can't have you, nobody will.
I was on the road to having a mental breakdown.
I thought I'd seen it all. I hadn't seen anything like this.
Then things got worse.
This is now a complete different investigation.
I was terrified.
I've got to catch this person, but I can't find her.
I was trying to find a pattern in the chaos. I found something that was missed by the original investigators.
The case took a 180, just like that.
It was hard to know what was real and what I might be imagining.
At this point, the stakes were high. Who knows what they're capable of?
911, what's your emergency?
I've been shot.
Yes, I'm looking forward to getting into this one. It's got a bit of what the hell type of moments like we had in Abducted in Plain Sight, which is really cool. So anyway, great job for this episode. You've done really well there, mate. Very well, in-depth job at a documentary. There was 3 parts as well, and we've managed to squeeze it into, about an hour and 40, hour and 30. So you've done really well. Well done.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, I enjoyed doing this one, actually. Definitely looking forward to next week's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. All right, mate. Well, until next time, try not to murder anyone.
You too, mate. All right. Love ya. Nothing? All right. See ya.